Welcome back to Omaha Unsupervised. You might notice I look a little different. Yep, down 2 pounds. Doesn't mean much because it's November, and that means a feast is in my future. The holidays are a great time to connect with family, friends, complain about grocery prices, and give back to our communities. For a community in eastern Iowa, the Cedar Valley Men's Shed opened. While it primarily attracts men going into retirement seeking community and friendship, the organizer says anyone is welcome to join. It's a real he shed, she shed situation. Across the river, Council Bluffs CHI Mercy earned the highest rank in the state for overall hospital safety, which means if you need a hospital in Iowa, beg for mercy. In Nebraska news, an error made by the Nebraska Department of Education caused a $30 million overpayment in the state aid to Omaha public schools. The error occurred when the accountants gained interest in drugs. A Ralston fifth grader was elected as Nebraska's first kid governor. Finally, a governor that supports gun reform. Her campaign slogan was, "Run, hide, fight." Speaking of running, the Omaha Correctional Center held an inaugural half marathon after starting a new program that trains prisoners how to run. Police are now looking for the prisoners. That's the monologue. We have a great show for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get into it, peeps. You know him as the Dancing Pumpkin Man. You've seen him from Sick Picnic Media. You know him from his show Mixtape at the Backline. You can catch him this Saturday in Vermillion, South Dakota. Please welcome to the set, Matt Geiler.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleased to be here. Thrilled to be on the show. I'm going to be improvising some music for you guys tonight. So this song is going to be completely made up off the top of my head. But I need a title for the song. A title of a song that's never existed before. It can be anything, whatever comes to mind. What was it? That Big Green Frog? Yeah. That Big Green Frog was one of my biggest hits. This is, for the first and only time here tonight, That Big Green Frog. Hey, I don't like the way that amphibian is looking sideways at me, y'all. And if I had to put a pin in it, I'd have to say that I absolutely do not like that big green frog. Listen, not this frog again. It's my least favorite amphibian. I'm going out of my mind insane. This frog is driving to the center of my brain. I don't like it when a frog stares me down. I'd rather take him down for pound in the pond or on the pollywog. I hate that big green frog. It's that big green frog again. It's that big green frog again. And the big green frog is not my friend. It's that big green frog again. Now, when he starts his jaw slapping and he starts his little baby legs flapping, I could ever get tired of rapping about this big green frog again. Yo, let's not get up and pretend that the big green frog is anybody's friend. If I get the chance, I will drown him under the water and then I will down him. Some people do not like it and they cried, but guess what? I like my frogs fried, like Doc Hopper in the Muppet movie. When I drown that frog, baby, isn't that groovy? It's that big green frog again. The big green frog is not your friend. Hey, let's not ever pretend that we like that big green frog again. Now F to the R, O to the G, the big green frog cannot get on me. Hey, I want to get his hide and I want to dip him down in some formaldehyde like a science experiment. I want to put it down for dead presidents. That means I got the green. It's obscene with the big green frog, baby. You know what I mean. Peace. Thank you for that suggestion. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. And should I do another song? How many songs should I do?
You want to do another song?
Yeah, you guys want to hear another one? Yeah. Okay, great. Now that you've
do another song.
Now that you got the hang of the improvisation, another song title.
Grandpa's going down.
Yeah, Grandpa's going down. This lady in the audience is harboring a deep-seated vendetta against not just her grandpa, but grandpas everywhere. And that's close to my heart, because I hate them. I hate the grandfathers. So this jam is Grandpa's Going Down. Is that right? All right, cool. This is Grandpa's Going Down. Hey! Listen, you want to know why I'm so happy? Because I'm into confrontationalism, especially when it comes to members of the older generation, the greatest generation. I'm going to tell you something. Grandpa is going down tonight. Listen, it's not an effacement. My grandpa just had a hip replacement. That means it's limited mobility. And that means the advantages to me now. I hate grandpas everywhere. When I kick them in the knees, man, I just don't care. I will take their shirt off and wrap it round their neck because I strangle all those grandpas. By heck, I will get my revenge if I want it. If you a grandpa, you better not flaunt it. Cause if I see you on the streets tonight, me and grandma are gonna be tight. Just like this, she'll come from the left, I'll come from the right. She'll punch you in the neck, I'll bite you in the thigh. I really don't care that you're my elder. I'm gonna put you into a stretcher, kid. Yeah, you in the back of the ambulance again. Because your grandpa, like the green frog, is not your friend. Where do I even begin? It's familial disease and I'm never here to pretend. Hey, grandpa's going down, yo, grandpa's going down, Nevertheless, it seems so profound, pound for pound. You know the grandpa's going down. Now when he's lying down crying, help me please, almost like he's got kidney disease, I put my foot on his neck and then I say, Grandpa, please. No one's coming for you. You better put this tape right on over your mouth because your living prospects are going down south. I know you rolling around with the colostomy bag. This is the worst night that my grandpa ever had. And the revolution will not be televised because Grandpa is totally despised by every single generation coming in my eyes. And I'm the spokesperson, baby, get that rise up. Put your hands in the air and rise up. Grandpa's everywhere, you know we gonna rise up. And when we take your big ass tie and wrap it around your neck and then you close your eye, that's lights out, Grandpa. Better watch yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much. Available on KPAO Records this summer. It's going to drop July 9th.
Well, thank you so much. Let's give another round of applause for Matt Geiler. Yeah. Matt.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Austin, thanks for having me. Honestly, thanks for entertaining this madness. You know, there were some laughs, but as is always the case with a lot of my improvised shows, you know, a lot of people, half the audience uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Half of them questioning their decision to show up.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there. Yeah, right
They're
in your audience.
triangulated in the madness, and they're like, what have we gotten ourselves into? This is not what I was prepared for.
Hey, you know what? I think musical improv is such a fun way to incorporate music in the show. Like the way that you incorporate so many different styles. I've seen you do a lot of rap, but you know, you get those melodies, you start singing in there. I think it's a unique way for people to experience improv.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's great that you're doing it here in Omaha. That's right.
I'm glad to be doing it, and I'm also glad to be doing it in this freezing cold studio because it actually ramps up the entertainment value. I have this jacket on to hide the hardness of my nips.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have 3 undershirts on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to layer it, Austin,
because
otherwise these good people are going to get poked in the eye. There's going to be damage to their ocular cavity.
Yeah.
You got Mike Wallace back there running for his life.
hey, you know what? Whatever we can do to keep them safe.
Yeah.
Right? All right.
Yeah.
Matt, you have Sick Picnic.
Yeah.
And I love that because one of the things I didn't know about you is that you're an animator.
Right.
How long have you been animating?
I started getting into it in a professional capacity around 2006, 2007.
Okay.
So a while, but Sick Picnic, the studio kind of thing, started in 2016.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So animating for a while, but Sick Picnic started later.
Yeah.
And now I want to ask you because I saw something on their YouTube page.
Oh God.
And I know I loved it. It was really great. Actually, it was really great.
Okay.
You talk
good.
about the pain of getting it out.
Oh right. Yeah.
And I think that creatively, is that where your creativity comes from? Like you got to create.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I don't know. I can only speak on behalf of myself, but I think that artists in general, or just creative people in general, have. You got a lot of ideas rolling around in the old can, you know, and more than you could ever possibly probably get out in a lifetime. But the point of that talk was, you have to get it out or you're going to go insane. I mean, and it came from kind of a personal thing of like, at any given time, I've got an album I'm working on, or I've got a show that I'm planning, or I'm doing an animation thing, and that kind of stuff can kind of get clogged up.
Right.
So you just want to make a habit of getting it out. And so that talk and that video was some strategies for getting your projects out of your head onto the page. In front of the camera.
Right.
So that you're not, not getting to grandpa's age with a million regrets weighing you down.
Yeah.
Punching you over. Shoulda, woulda,
Shoulda, woulda. Yeah, right, exactly. And actually, I'm glad that you brought up getting it on the page.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, you actually posted an article on the Sick Picnic blog about 4 books that you would recommend to creatives.
Yes.
One of them, The Artist's Way, details morning pages.
Yeah.
Just waking up and writing down. Did you do your morning pages today?
I did. I kind of, yes. The short answer is yes. I'm not trying to be evasive, Austin. I'm not trying to lie to you.
Matt Geiler, the slipperiest guest I've ever interviewed.
Matt Geiler will look you dead in your eye and lie straight to your face. I did do my journaling. Well, I started with the morning pages like anybody else, but now it just has kind of turned into, I don't hold myself to the 3-page thing.
Right.
Because it's become a habit. So, sometimes it's a page, sometimes it's 6. It's kind of just like whatever I need to dump at the beginning of a day.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That happens. So the practice is still there, but it's not like a strict 3-page thing.
Okay. Is that where mixtape came from?
Mixtape came from just a show. Kind of the format I'd been doing. I do tons of colleges, tons of corporates, much as you see here. And of course, you're wondering now, why would any organization with a license to practice business bring him in for honestly any reason? And that's the correct question. But they do for some reason, and so my show for colleges and clubs is I improvise a whole a mixtape of different tunes. Right. And Dylan Rohde at the Backline invited me to do a solo show, so I just thought, why not do kind of a live club version?
That's awesome. I think the first time I saw you perform mixtape, you opened for Epic Rap Battles of History.
Yes, the Epic Rap Battles of History show.
That was a super cool show, super fun.
That was a great show.
I remember that crowd was so into it.
Yeah.
And it was like every improvised song you did, it was like they knew it. They're like, oh yeah, I remember when that came out. And the way you presented it was so fun.
Yeah, I present it with a kind of like a fictitious entertainment career arc. Because none of the songs ever exist, so of course I refer to them as my discography, and I usually start in some part of history where I wasn't alive, oh yes, that was the thing that started it all off for me in the late 40s. I had just come home from the war.
Yeah.
And then the whole show ends up being this trajectory all the way up to the 2010s and the death of nu metal. You know?
It's across a spectrum.
Yeah, so it covers every genre. It's a completely ridiculous career retrospective of a legendary performing career that never was.
Yeah.
And the Epic Rap Battle show was great because a lot of those people came because they're familiar with Epic Rap Battles
Right.
and they love the music and the improv anyway. So
Yeah.
they were predisposed to Jones on it.
No, they were jonesing. They were having a blast. And
Yeah.
You also make music underneath Frederick Julius.
Yes, Frederick Julius. Because I got dad issues, you know.
You got dad issues.
Um,
Are you okay? Open up about your dad issues?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Let's
I'm
do it.
assuming there's probably between 50 and 4,300 people watching this
Correct.
as it streams live out of KPAO. So
Correct.
why not open up? Why not get truthful?
Why not get truthful? He'll lie straight to your face.
Yeah. You don't know. It's a smoke show. You don't know if it's true or not. So Frederick Julius was you know what, this kind of connects with the creativity thing because at the same time I started comedy when I was a teenager, I was also in bands all the time.
Okay.
So those kind of things always lived side by side. And when I wasn't doing comedy, I was, making records in my basement and putting them out and doing band shows too. So Frederick Julius was kind of my musical moniker for all that stuff that wasn't comedic. And we actually started putting out like proper records with like a band of session musicians in 2014. So we're on album 8 now.
Wow.
But yeah, Frederick Julius, and it's kind of weird. I write and do the vocals on the records, but then when we actually record the albums, we record them at a place in LA called Moose Cat Recording, which is a studio that I hooked up with when we lived out there. And so we bring in session musicians, and they're like actual musicians. So like they actually laugh at my demos because I'll play them the song like, here's how the song goes, and they're like, we got it. It's not.
They just know it. Like, we can play that.
You don't need to explain. Yeah. Like, we get the basic chord changes. But they're great because they can play and embellish anything.
Yeah.
So the records sound really awesome.
So they're mostly lo-fi.
Yeah.
Like lo-fi kind of synthy. And I listened to several of your albums in preparation.
If I could describe it for the good folks who are going to run out and get a digital copy of my whole discography immediately after this show, it's almost like if Elliott Smith ran into the Beach Boys in a dark alley and then threw a little Simon and Garfunkel in there, but also kind of had like the 90s alt-rock approach of the Eels with layered harmonies. Beautiful. And speaking of the Eels, Butch Norton, who was the original drummer for the Eels, is the drummer for Frederick Julius.
Oh, that's sweet.
So I always mention the Eels. And then people don't know what I'm talking about because they're like, we weren't born in the 90s, so yeah, look up the Eels and you'll get a sense.
I definitely will. Yeah. I was 99, so I'll have to look up the Eels.
Austin, stop lording your youth and vitality over us.
I will never.
Unbelievable.
Matt, I think a part of the creative process
Yeah.
that I really struggle with
Okay.
is pitching ideas. And we actually have some show ideas that you pitched to KPAO a while back.
Okay.
Can we take a look at one of those?
Oh my God.
Very simple show idea called Spoon Fed. I walk into restaurants with my own spoon, walk up to the first person I see who's in the middle of eating their lunch or dinner or breakfast or what have you, and I put my spoon right into their dish and start eating it as well. Probably not very safe for sanitary reasons, but absolutely compelling television.
I love that.
I agree with them.
You agree.
Yeah, I don't agree that it's a good idea. I just agree that, somebody somewhere is going to watch that.
Oh, yeah. No,
In the constant vacuum of content, that definitely has a place.
Right. Well, and actually, there was something that you pitched, and I wanted to get clarification on this.
Okay.
You pitched a show in one of these called What's in My Pocket. I don't know if we have that one. Maybe we do. Do we have What's in My Pocket? No, we don't have What's in My Pocket.
We don't? Okay.
We don't. But you made a show, What's in My Pocket. You were the host. And
Yes.
It was a dating show.
Yes, I was the host of a short-lived dating show called What's in My Pocket. It sounds terrible. The real thing was even worse. The premise, and also, first of all, this is a drive-up dating show. Okay.
Drive up?
Yes. So we filmed this in Athens, Georgia. So it was mostly University of Georgia college students who were participating in this, and then like random people who we like coerced off the street. But What's in My Pocket had a giant party van with the What's in My Pocket logo emblazoned on the side. And so the van would like roll up into downtown Athens. I'd pile out onto the street with my microphone. I'd be like, welcome to another episode of What's in My Pocket. I'd grab somebody. There were 3 people of the opposite sex to whoever I grabbed in the van.
Okay.
I had things in my pockets. Okay, I was wearing.
You had things in your pockets.
Yes, I had garments with multiple pockets, in which the pockets had been preloaded with items that were supposed to give this contestant an idea about each of the blind dates that were back in the van. And based on what he or she would reach into my pocket and extract, they would make a decision on who they would go for.
Did any of those couples find love?
Austin, these couples were lucky if they got out of the situation like disease-free. The point that and the show was like bonkers. I don't even know where it lives online.
You can find it on YouTube.
Can you?
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. I can't remember the channel, but if you look into YouTube, What's in My Pocket, season 1 is up.
Okay, so I haven't seen finished episodes of this.
Oh, you have not?
No, I've never seen finished episodes of this. I just remember the experience as like, at one point, the production team got like low on ideas for like what's in my pocket, the things in my pocket. So there were some episodes where like, just put spaghetti, like put a handful of spaghetti, because one of the dates was of Italian extraction. So one of the PAs is just like, oh, just put some lasagna in his pocket, just shove it in there. So I'm just like, I'm gonna warn you, if you go for this pocket, you may get a clue as to who this person is, but your hand is gonna be incredibly messy. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was real low budget type of stuff.
Well, the episode that I watched seemed very fun. You opened it with you were a robot. You opened as a robot.
Oh yeah, sometimes I do open as a cyborg.
It was awesome, and I had to ask because I didn't know if you had pitched that before or after. Yeah. And we actually had you come in. You know, it sounds like that show had a lot of characters.
Yeah.
We had you come in and record a few things in a bit that I want to call quick characters. So can we see a quick character that we had Matt come in and do?
Hey, it's me, your aunt. Yes, I brought another casserole. This one is filled with cream corn, because I know you like cream corn. You know, when I put a casserole together for my favorite nephew, I just feel like I want to dump every good ingredient into it, because you're such a good boy. And yes, it's true that I did not take the time to have children. It wasn't my path, you know. After I won Miss Nebraska in 1973 and then spent the next year and a half, you know, in low budget commercials and then running around Cincinnati with your Uncle Larry, and we all know how that ended up. And I just put a lot of cream corn in here, you know, and because I know that you liked it, and I mixed in a special sauce that's part cilantro and it's part mayonnaise, and then the other 3/4 of it is some honey. and some honey mustard, because I like to mix those two together. I don't know if you like a casserole like I do, but you have to have a binding agent in there. Now have an adventure. That's the whole thing about a casserole, is it can be an adventure cavern of sheer taste delight, you know, and you got all these people coming over. I mean, Grandma, she always brings the same thing, right? It's always a pumpkin pie, it's always a pecan pie, it's always a cherry pie. Ugh, boring. I like to do a little something adventuresome with my casseroles. I like to put things in there that you've never even seen in a casserole before. Yeah, I'm gonna put in the cream corn. Yeah, I'm gonna put in the mac and cheese. Am I gonna put some lettuce in there? Absolutely. I'm gonna put some cold onions in there. Of course I am. You want some crunch to go with your bunch. You know what I mean? And then I'll put some watermelon. Sometimes it's good to just crush it up and put it in there. And then as far as the top goes, I will put some breadcrumbs on there for a little crunchiness on the top, but then in the breadcrumbs, I'm also gonna deposit some of your Uncle Larry's teeth, because I'm still getting rid of the evidence. Hot.
Yeah,
Hot.
I appreciate that. You know, we came in. I told Matt, you know, here's my idea, here's the vision, and go. And you killed it. You killed it. I loved it.
Well, that's kind of you to say. That may have been one of the more upsetting things I've ever done that there's evidence for.
Hey, that is okay. We're getting a lot of evidence tonight.
I'm glad that we did it, though. I feel unburdened now.
Unburdened.
Yeah.
Unburdened. You got it onto the page.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the creativity flowing.
I got my weird aunt out of my body and onto your show.
I think you know, Thanksgiving is time I think, you know, people have weird Thanksgivings. I think people, you know, experience crazy stuff at a Thanksgiving dinner. You got your family around, you haven't seen them in a long time, you know.
Yeah.
Especially if you're meeting with extended family.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about Second City Conservatory.
Yes.
And Following the Fear.
Yeah.
How does that relate to some of the work you're doing now?
I mean, I think it's the central, if I could get serious for a moment, Austin, and give the viewers something to take with them that actually is of value. I think the Second City is all about following your fear. The whole idea with their approach to improvisation, as you know, is that if you're afraid of something, that's usually an indication that that's a direction that you might want to explore. But I think that's the central thing about creativity in general. You know, I mean, that's resistance. That's the reason we procrastinate. You know, that's the reason I'm so slow at learning the guitar, because I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid that, and there's a whole variety of reasons you might be afraid. What if people hate it? What if it's no good? What if it's not funny? What if it's not as great of an idea as I thought it was? What if I can't marshal the resources to execute it and I never finish it? I mean, the list of reasons for the fear is endless. But the thing about Second City and Following Your Fear is that you're improvising a 90-minute sketch show nightly, and none of it's written down. The people on the lights have no cues. Everybody's improvising. So your only choice is to just jump, trust the people you're on stage with, and kind of.
Well, Matt, I'm going to have to cut you off there because we got to go.
Oh, yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us for Omaha Unsupervised. Catch us next month when you'll find out our guest. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.